concerned about the currency markets. I got to tell you, they pretty much have been concerned. Where were they for the last 2 years? They're seeing rapid movements. We've been having the rapid movements for the last 6 months. Where have they been? So I think they're getting a little bit more concerned. They're talking tough. Euro dollar gapping down on Sunday. Verbal intervention, which is what people call it. Verbal intervention, not real intervention. Verbal. The fact that they changed their statement was that dramatic. It didn't change anything. The only thing it changed was the fact that they know there are big problems and they know the dollar's going to have to collapse. And basically, the euro dollar was down almost 170 some odd pips right on the open. Never made new lows. That was the bottom, and boom, over 200 pip reversal. So what we're seeing in the marketplace is, again, the G7 lack of credibility, jawboning, verbal intervention did not work. Euro dollar came back screaming with a vengeance. The dollar pretty much lost steam throughout the course of the night. Certainly a lot of different stories coming out last night as well. We did have New Zealand coming out with weaker retail sales. London, strongest producer prices since 1991 on the output side. Not good over there. Tonight's data very important. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show. We had Eurozone industrial production a little bit better than expected. Even the U.S. retail sales were a little bit better. Give me a big fat no. They were not better because, again, when oil prices are going up, what does that mean? That means gasoline sales are higher because the average person is paying more at the pump, so inherently gasoline sales go higher. But that doesn't go into the gasoline owners' pockets. That just goes to the Saudis or goes to whoever produces oil. So that was like 1.2% on the number. So really the retail sales number was not a very good number at all. We did have a number of different data that came out that affected our market. Certainly gold, really not much. They reversed it. It was pretty much unchanged today. But oil, again, another new story coming out of Syria. And now I know I spoke a little bit about the problems there. There was another story that came out over the weekend that George Bush is actually talking to the Iranians. This is a ploy, in my opinion, just to make the Iranians think we're not going to do anything. But I mean, yeah, I think George Bush is keeping his options open. I think that is a possibility. But by and large, Syria massing the 10th Armored Division down into one of the other valleys, not the Becker Valley, but really setting himself up for a possibly even offensive against Israel. And I think that's one of the reasons why we had oil making its move up towards 112, which is getting to a very big level. And again, other stories today, Canada coming out, Carney talking about the U.S. economy not really looking very good. But again, prospects for his economy still aren't that bad, but certainly not saying great things about the U.S. economy. But as I've been saying about Canada for a long time now, they are decoupling, absolutely decoupling with their dependence on the U.S. because they have so much stuff that the world needs. And I think it's very important also today, J.P. Morgan coming out with their talk about the economy, saying they see it 10 years. Well, check out some of my postings on some of my responses to some of your comments on YouTube, and you'll see I said the same thing. We're in a decade-long bull run of commodities prices, baby. We're only in the second or third inning. We got another 7 years to go. But J.P. Morgan citing the housing market, but more importantly citing liquidity and leverage as the two other reasons why we are in big trouble in the United States, because where are these earnings going to come from in the banks if they have no liquidity, no leverage, and no subprime asset-backed securities to sell? It's freaking over. Like I said, we all should be buying farms and producing stuff to sell to the rest of the world because our dollar's going to collapse and all this stuff's going to be so freaking cheap. This is what's going to happen, people. It's just a matter of how we get there. It could be a bumpy ride. It could be a rocky ride. Who the hell knows? Stock market still looks like death. Stock market looks like it's pushing lower. Goldman Sachs coming out saying we are on the precipice of a disaster earnings season. Gee, Goldman, how's your 39% of your level 3 assets doing right now? Or did you dump them? I don't know. I have a feeling you dumped them. But again, Goldman Sachs coming out saying earnings are going to be a disaster. Stock market's going to sell off. And we've got big levels we're going to talk about. Again, turning to, again, tonight's trade of Wachovia. Also, we know about the Wachovia loss. That sort of set the subprime a little bit, the carry trade to sell off a little bit. But pretty much, the carry trade was very strong today. I still don't think it's over. I think today was just a repeat because the stock market really wasn't down that much. I think given Friday's collapse in the stock market, maybe a lot of market players were relieved to see the stock market pretty much only down 20-some-odd points. So that was pretty much the levels there. But I got to tell you, this is setting up for a very interesting week. So much market moving events, so much data coming out tonight. Just to start off tonight, 7:01 p.m. Eastern, hopefully I'll have this up and running. This cable dollar, you take a look at the chart, today's sell-off, while it was dramatic, 150 pips, it was only a 61% retracement from the lows to the highs. We pulled back beautifully, 97.50. I think we're pushing back higher right now, but we got Rick's house price data coming out, BRC sales amount, that's a 601. New Zealand's coming out with their CPI data tonight. If that's stronger than 0.9, that New Zealand's probably going to push higher. Okay, so we want to look at that number coming out. I think it's very soon right now. Australia, they have big data coming out as well. They got their minutes of their RBA minutes coming out. That's big. Australia. In addition, the Evans is going to be speaking tonight also. So the commodity currencies, Aussie Kiwi, I think there's going to be a lot of volatility in those pairs tonight. And based upon how good that New Zealand, or bad that New Zealand inflation data is, look for some good movement there. The Kiwi, we have some levels. I'm going to give you really, at the end of my show, some good levels that I see big support, big resistance, or breakout, breakdowns. I want to make my time today. So we do have that data coming out as well from Australia, New Zealand, the minutes, Evans speaking. And then we do have, I think, French CPI coming out early in the morning in European hours. Look at 0.5 there. I think that might be a little bit, maybe on the high side. I don't know if that's a market moving event. The real market moving events, we got London CPI data coming out, core and non-core. I have a feeling, I got to tell you, that number could be a real strong number. This pound is ready to break out through a big channel line. We break through, I think, today's highs. We could be off to the races in London. If you look at the daily chart on pound dollar, take a look at that chart there if we break out. But today's pullback, while extreme, still was only a 61%. We held that 61.8% retracement. Look at that hourly chart from the lows to the highs. Do your fibs, you'll see what I'm talking about. But that big channel line, very important there. So London CPI data, I got a feeling that number could be strong. And you get a strong data there. Remember, London's been coming out with pretty good data. Yes, there's a credit problem in London. Yes, there's lots of problems, but they also have inflation, and other parts of the economy are doing well. So again, so that's going to be big data. U.S., we have big data coming in. Empire Manufacturing, I can't imagine that's going to be good. PPI, I imagine that's going to be much stronger than expected. I mean, come on, oil's making new highs. That's got to be going higher. And then we do have foreign flows of capital coming out at 9 a.m. Because so much money is coming in to save our asses in our banking sector, I think that I need to know the breakdown of that number. I can't imagine many foreigners buying our goods. So just really quickly getting you some levels that I see. I'm going to try and do this every day now to give you big support resistance levels on the Dow. I got 12,200. We break through there, we go much lower. Over 12,650 is the only way I'm getting bullish in the stock market. Oil, under 108 doesn't look very good. We go lower. Over 112, we can explode. Gold, I have 920 is a big level. 942, that's support. 942 on the upside, that would be a mini breakout. So I think you want to watch that level there as well. Look at the euro-dollar pair. Again, just take a look at the chart, people. I got it right there. Take a look at the chart. I mean, it's just banging up against it. It's banging up against it. This euro-dollar, it just doesn't want to go down. In today's action, it was an outside day. We took out previous day lows, took out pretty much previous day highs. This euro-dollar could be gone to the freaking moon. And it got a lot of people washed out last night. A lot of people refusing to buy it back, I hear. So you get through that 159.30 level to the moon, baby. And tonight, who knows? Euro sterling made a big comeback today. We'll see. I only got a couple minutes. Real quickly again, 157.10. See that support? Again, 159.15. Cable, 196.50. Very big spot, 189.99. On the upside, we could break out through there. Dollar Swiss, under par 20. Over par 20 would be bullish. Under 99.10, I think would be bearish. Whereas dollar Canada, well, the Aussie, 93.50, obviously our big spot, 92 on the downside. New Zealand, 79.50. Upside, breakout, under 78.50, obviously, breakdown. And we take a look at, man, I got to write this much better. Euro Yen, 160.20. I think it's taking that out right now. Big breakout there on an hourly channel line. Under 159.50 would be a big negative there. Pound Yen, 99.40 needs to hold. If we can hold that 99.40, we don't hold that, we go back down to 98. Big support at 198. And on the upside, we take out par 60, double par 60. 202.50 looks like we get there. And I hope we do get there. That way, for triple roll, we're going to clean up again another Wednesday on a breakout there. And that's pretty much it. I'll try and get better on my level. Dollar Yen, 101.70, big resistance, and par 90 as big support. So that's it for today's show. Hope you learned a little bit. Hope you get more insight. Again, you get more insight, more in-the-moment stuff in my premium service. Visit my website, voiceofforex.com. Try the one-week trial. See for yourself all the benefits you get. Andrew Spanton, Voice of Forex, the only voice in Forex.